Imagine compressing 4.5 billion years of history into 15 minutes. Welcome to the ambitious journey of summarizing the history of the entire world. Let's wind back the clock to the very beginning, about 13.8 billion years ago. A cataclysmic event known as the Big Bang gave birth to the universe as we know it. An unimaginable explosion, a speck of infinite density and heat expanding into the vastness of space, setting the stage for the cosmic dance of galaxies, stars, and ultimately, our own tiny planet. Fast forward a few billion years to the formation of Earth, a spinning sphere of molten rock, the third rock from a rather unremarkable star we call the Sun. It was a hostile, inhospitable place, bombarded by asteroids, its surface a seething, fiery landscape. But over time, the Earth cooled, the volcanic activity calmed, and the first oceans began to form. In these oceans, the miracle of life began. Simple molecules came together to form the first single-celled organisms. These tiny life forms, known as prokaryotes, were the first to harness the power of the sun, through a process we now call photosynthesis. Over billions of years, these single-celled organisms evolved, becoming more complex, forming the first multicellular life, and setting the stage for a grand spectacle of evolution. From the first fish crawling out of the water to the rise of reptiles, birds, and mammals, life on Earth took on a myriad of forms. Amidst this bustling scene of life, a new kind of animal appeared, one that would change everything. We call them Homo sapiens, or wise man, and they are the ancestors of all modern humans. From a spinning sphere of molten rock to a planet teeming with life, Earth's infancy set the stage for everything that was to follow. Fast forward to the rise of humanity, where we began to shape the world as we know it today. As we step into the dawn of civilizations, we embark upon a journey that sees the human race transition from nomadic wanderers to settled communities. This pivotal era is known as the Neolithic Revolution, when our ancestors made the monumental shift from hunting and gathering to farming and agriculture. This shift didn't happen overnight. It was a gradual process, unfolding over thousands of years, starting roughly around 10,000 years before the Common Era. But as simple as it sounds, this shift was nothing short of a revolution. It changed the very fabric of human society. It led to the establishment of permanent settlements, and with it, the rise of social structures and the concept of property. Now let's move eastwards, to the fertile valleys of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, where the civilization of Sumer sprouted around 5,000 years before the Common Era. The Sumerians were pioneers in many ways, establishing one of the first known forms of writing, known as cuneiform, and creating complex architectural structures like ziggurats. Further to the west, along the banks of the Nile, the civilization of Egypt was taking shape. Known for their monumental architecture like the pyramids and the Sphinx, the Egyptians were also prolific in arts, religion, and governance. Meanwhile, in the Indus Valley, one of the three oldest civilizations was flourishing with remarkable urban planning and sophisticated systems of sanitation. The Harappan people, as they were known, created a civilization marked by peace and prosperity. And finally, let's head east again, to the cradle of Chinese civilization, along the Yellow River. Here, dynasties were born, the concept of bureaucracy was honed, and technological advancements like paper and gunpowder were invented. These early civilizations laid the foundation for modern society, setting the stage for the next chapter. Through their innovations in agriculture, governance, writing, and architecture, they paved the way for the future, shaping the world we live in today. Each civilization, with its unique contributions, played a pivotal role in the grand tapestry of human history. As civilizations grew, so did our intellectual curiosity and ambition. The cradle of this intellectual revolution was ancient Greece. Here, in the bustling city-states of Athens and Sparta, the world witnessed an unprecedented explosion of knowledge and ideas. This was the age of Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, the fathers of Western philosophy. Their profound insights into ethics, politics, and metaphysics continue to shape our thinking today. In parallel to this intellectual revolution, Greece also saw the birth of democracy, an idea that would forever change the course of human governance. The concept of citizens collectively making decisions for their city-state sowed the seeds of modern democratic systems. But it wasn't just philosophy and governance that blossomed in this era. The Greeks were also pioneers in science and mathematics. Thinkers like Pythagoras and Euclid laid the foundation of geometry, while Hippocrates, often hailed as the father of medicine, set new standards for medical practice. As we journey further west, we encounter the mighty Roman Empire. Known for their engineering marvels and military prowess, the Romans were also great assimilators of culture. They absorbed the Greek philosophical tradition and added to it, producing influential thinkers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius. The Romans also made significant contributions to legal theory. The principles of Roman law, such as the presumption of innocence and the right to a fair trial, are still at the heart of many legal systems today. But the Romans were not just thinkers, they were conquerors. They built an empire that spanned 3 continents and lasted over 1,000 years, shaping the political and cultural landscape of the Western world. These ancient empires not only conquered lands, but also minds, influencing generations to come. The philosophical, scientific, and legal innovations of the Greeks and Romans were not just products of their age, but have remained influential throughout history. They have laid the groundwork for much of our modern thought and continue to inspire us today. The fall of Rome plunged the world into a long period of darkness and transformation. This period, often referred to as the Middle Ages, stretched from the 5th to the 15th century. It was a time of profound change, marked by the rise of feudalism, the Crusades, and the birth of the Renaissance. Feudalism, a hierarchical system of land use and patronage, became the new norm across much of Europe. Kings and queens sat atop this structure, granting land to their loyal nobles, who in turn provided military service and protection. Beneath them, the serfs toiled on the land, bound by a system that offered security but little freedom. However, the Middle Ages were not just about serfdom and service. It was a time of religious fervor and holy wars. The Crusades, a series of religious wars, took center stage. Initiated by the Pope and sanctioned by the Catholic Church, Christian knights journeyed thousands of miles to reclaim the Holy Land from Muslim rule. These bloody conflicts opened up new trade routes and cultural exchanges, forging a path for future exploration and discovery. It's essential to remember that the Middle Ages were not solely about conflict and hardship. It was also an era of great intellectual and artistic growth, leading to the birth of the Renaissance. This period saw a revival of interest in the classical knowledge of Greece and Rome. Scholars began to question the Church's teachings, leading to a cultural revolution that would forever change the face of Europe. The Middle Ages, for all their darkness, were also a time of transformation and growth. They laid the groundwork for the modern world, shaping our understanding of governance, warfare, religion, and culture. Despite the challenges, the Middle Ages sowed the seeds for a new age of exploration and discovery. A thirst for new lands and riches drove humanity to venture into the unknown. This innate curiosity marked the onset of an era known as the Age of Exploration. It was a time when audacious explorers dared to defy the boundaries of the known world, sailing into the vast and mysterious blue expanse. Christopher Columbus, an Italian mariner in the service of Spain, set out on a daring voyage in 1492. He was in pursuit of a westward route to Asia, but instead he stumbled upon the Americas. This discovery unveiled a whole new world, previously unknown to the Europeans, sparking a wave of exploration and conquest. Around the same time, another daring explorer, Vasco da Gama, sailed around Africa's southern tip, establishing a sea route from Europe to India. This journey not only opened up new avenues for trade, but also marked the beginning of European dominance over the Indian Ocean. Then came Ferdinand Magellan, a Portuguese explorer who embarked on an ambitious journey around the globe. Despite countless hardships and the loss of his life during the voyage, his crew managed to complete the journey, proving once and for all that the Earth was indeed round and could be circumnavigated. These explorers, driven by their thirst for knowledge, wealth, and power, forever changed the course of human history. They bridged the gap between distant lands, bringing different cultures, ideas, and people together. Their voyages led to the exchange of goods, ideas, and diseases, forever altering the societies they touched. However, this era was not just about discovery and understanding. It was also a time of conquest and exploitation, leading to the subjugation and often devastation of indigenous populations. It's essential to remember that every coin has two sides, and so does history. The Age of Exploration was a turning point in our shared history. The world map was redrawn, civilizations collided, and the course of history changed forever. This era set the stage for the world as we know it today. a world that is interconnected, diverse, and continually evolving. As the world became more interconnected, new ideas began to challenge old beliefs. Welcome to the Age of Enlightenment, a time when reason took the driver's seat and superstition was shoved to the back. The Enlightenment was a seismic shift in human thought, a period that birthed a new worldview, championed by thinkers like Voltaire and Rousseau. Voltaire, with his sharp wit and biting satire, challenged the status quo, asking hard-hitting questions about religion, government, and society. On the other hand, Rousseau, with his romantic notions of the noble savage and the social contract, painted a picture of a world where man lived freely, unchained by unjust societal norms. These ideas didn't just remain in books and salons, they sparked revolutions, notably the American and French, heralding an era where the common man could question kings and clergy. The Enlightenment lit the fuse for a revolution that would transform the world. In the blink of an eye, the world was reshaped by steam, steel, and speed. This transformative period, known as the Industrial Revolution, began in the late 18th century. It entailed a rapid shift from manual labor and agrarian economies to machine-powered manufacturing and industrial economies. This revolution didn't just transform the way goods were produced, it fundamentally altered every facet of society. The heart of the Industrial Revolution was the development of new machinery. Steam engines, spinning jennies, power looms, these were the marvels of the age. They symbolized progress, churning out goods at a rate never before seen. But this mechanization came at a cost. The once peaceful rhythm of rural life was replaced by the relentless beat of the factory clock. The Industrial Revolution also catalyzed a massive population shift. People flocked from the countryside to cities in search of work. Urban areas grew at an unprecedented pace, often outstripping the ability to provide basic services. This led to cramped living conditions, poor sanitation, and a host of social issues. Yet amidst the hardship, there was opportunity. For the first time, social mobility became a real possibility for many. Economically, the Industrial Revolution paved the way for capitalism and the free market system. It led to the rise of a new social class, the industrial bourgeoisie, who amassed great wealth through industry and trade. But it also created a vast proletariat, workers who sold their labor in exchange for wages. This disparity in wealth and power sowed the seeds of class struggle, a theme that would come to dominate the following centuries. Technologically, the Industrial Revolution was a stepping stone to the world we know today. The advances made during this time laid the groundwork for further innovations in transport, communication, and manufacturing. It was a time of great upheaval, but also of great progress. The Industrial Revolution set the stage for the modern world, with all its promise and peril. It was a period of dramatic change, of rapid advancement, and it forever altered the course of human history. The 20th century was a time of unprecedented upheaval and progress. As the world stepped into the new century, humanity faced a series of conflicts that would redefine the course of history. The First World War, a catastrophic event that engulfed the globe, marked the beginning of this turbulent era. Nations clashed in brutal warfare, resulting in devastation on a scale never seen before. In the aftermath of the Great War, the world hoped for lasting peace. However, these hopes were shattered by the rise of totalitarian regimes and the onset of the Second World War. This global conflict, even more devastating than the first, reshaped political, social, and economic landscapes across continents. Yet amidst the turmoil, the 20th century was also a period of incredible advancements and transformations. The aftermath of the two world wars gave birth to a new world order, marked by the rivalry of two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union. The Cold War era, characterized by this ideological struggle, saw the proliferation of nuclear weapons and the space race, as each side sought to assert its dominance. Technological advancements during this period were nothing short of revolutionary. From the invention of the television and the computer to the launch of the internet, these innovations drastically altered the way we live, work, and communicate. The shift from an industrial to a digital age marked a significant turning point in human history. Moreover, the 20th century witnessed remarkable progress in human rights and social justice. Movements for racial equality, women's rights, and decolonization challenged existing norms and fought for a more equitable world. These struggles, though far from over, have left an indelible mark on our global society. The echoes of the 20th century still reverberate today, shaping our contemporary world. The conflicts and changes of this era have laid the foundations of our present, reminding us of our past as we navigate our future. As we continue this journey through history, let's remember that each century, each decade, and each year is a chapter in our collective story, a story that is still being written. We've arrived at our current moment in history, a world both connected and divided. We live in an era where our actions and decisions ripple across the globe in an instant. This is the age of globalization, where economies intertwine, cultures merge, and information flows freely. Yet as much as we are connected, we are also divided. Societies grapple with the challenges of this global integration as the gap between the haves and the have-nots widens. Wealth and power concentrate in the hands of a few, while many are left grappling with poverty and inequality. The promise of globalization is met with both hope and skepticism as we navigate the complexities of this interconnected world. Our world is also marked by the looming shadow of climate change. Our planet, the cradle of all known life, is under threat. Rising temperatures, melting ice caps, extreme weather events, and loss of biodiversity paint a grim picture. The evidence is irrefutable and the consequences devastating. This is the greatest challenge of our age, a test of our ability to put aside our differences and act in the interest of our one shared home. But our world isn't just about challenges, it's also a stage for resilience and innovation. We live in an era of unprecedented technological advances. Artificial intelligence, genome editing, renewable energy, space exploration. These aren't just buzzwords, they're the reality of our time. The same ingenuity that contributed to some of our biggest challenges is also our best hope for solutions. In the backdrop of these global issues, the theater of international conflicts continues to unfold. Old rivalries persist and new ones emerge, fueled by a complex web of politics, economics, and ideologies. Our world is a tapestry of nations, each with its own narrative, yet inextricably linked to the rest. As we stand at the threshold of the future, we carry the weight of our past. The lessons of history echo in our present, guiding us, warning us, inspiring us. Our world today is a testament to our journey through time, a reflection of our triumphs and failures, our hopes and fears. And as we step into the future, we do so with the wisdom of the ages in our hands. We've raced through billions of years in mere minutes. But what have we learned? We've seen how the earth was formed, life began, and civilizations rose and fell. We've journeyed from the first spark of human thought in ancient Greece and Rome, through the shadowy corridors of the Middle Ages, and into the bright light of the Enlightenment. We've navigated new horizons in the age of exploration, felt the ground shift beneath us in the Industrial Revolution, and weathered the storms of the 20th century's global conflicts. We are now standing on the threshold of our own era, grappling with contemporary issues. The challenge of condensing the history of the world into a brief video is immense, reminding us of the vastness and complexity of our past. But through it all, one thing remains clear. History is not just a series of events, but a complex web of interconnected stories, a tapestry woven by countless generations. Our journey doesn't end here. There's so much more to explore. History is a vast and intricate tapestry, woven with countless threads of human lives, cultures, and events. Each era we've journeyed through is but a single thread. There are countless more waiting to be discovered, waiting to tell their stories. Consider the endless civilizations, the unsung heroes, the forgotten conflicts, and the countless revolutions that have shaped our world. Each one holds a wealth of knowledge, a treasure trove of insights just waiting to be unearthed. Perhaps you're intrigued by the philosophical debates of ancient Greece, or maybe the societal transformations of the Industrial Revolution captivate your curiosity. Whatever your interest, there are resources at your fingertips. Libraries, documentaries, online courses, and more can guide you deeper into the epochs that fascinate you. So, continue the journey. Unearth the stories that lie beneath the surface of our shared history. We've taken a whirlwind tour of history, but this is only the beginning. Our journey has been vast and varied, yet it barely scratches the surface of the immense tapestry of human history. It's a testament to our collective resilience, ingenuity, and thirst for knowledge. Yet, history is not just about the past. It's a living, breathing entity that continues to grow and evolve with each passing moment. It's a conversation, a debate, a question that begs for answers. And you, dear listener, are an integral part of this conversation. So engage with this content, pose questions, share your thoughts, dive deeper into the eras that pique your interest, seek out answers, and in doing so, ask more questions. Remember, the pursuit of knowledge is a journey, not a destination. Each question you ask, every answer you find, adds another thread to this grand tapestry. Remember, each one of us is a part of this grand narrative. So keep exploring, keep questioning, and most importantly, stay curious.